Hi everyone, it is Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're doing well. I am good because I have a DD topic. I can't tell you how much I struggle at this time of year to come up with topics. So if you got any, drop them in the comments or hit me up on X. And today's question does come from X. I did this the other day. But this is from, let me get this right, Shady from DA 580. I have no idea what that means. No clue. We'll call him Zach. And Zach wants to know this. Is it just him, or are K-State fans now solely aiming their goals at Big 12 championships rather than national championships? And I think it's a valid point. And maybe some of it's just reality setting in. The days that Kansas State hovered around playing for a national championship were a little bit different in the world of college football. And Bill Snyder came up with a plan to overcome that, which was the first time around leaning heavily on junior college players. And then he's got better teams that simply fell short. And usually the reason they fell short was to maintain a full roster at Kansas State. A full competitive roster is tough. So as the season wears on, that roster gets thinner. And at Ohio State or places like that, the second guy and the third guy are going to be really good. They'll just be really young. That doesn't happen. There's not that kind of accumulation of talent out of Kansas State. At least there hasn't been. That you need to survive not just a 12-game season now, but a 17-game season if you're going to go play for a national championship in all likelihood. But I do see K-Staters talking about that Big 12 championship in football more than contending for a national title. I agree with that part of the question. But here's why. Now to win the Big 12 title means you do get a chance to win the national championship. You do get into the football playoff. And that is an opportunity. In the past, that didn't mean anything. If there was two teams and Kansas State was going to be, a possible team in there, the last few years of that two-team playoff, it wasn't going to be Kansas State. And in the four-team playoff, as he correctly points out, TCU got in, won a game, and yeah, they lost to Georgia. And in some ways, I think the fact that TCU lost so badly to Georgia, it's hurt the profile of other schools in the conference, which is completely unfair to TCU because they had to beat, Michigan to get to the championship, and people don't talk about that. But I do think the measurement now has changed, and not in the way whether it's Big 12 title or national title. I think for a program like Kansas State is, how many times can you put yourself in a position to win a national title, which means make the playoffs? And if you can do that 3 out of 5 years, 4 out of 6 years, 2 out of 3 years, you got something going. People are going to be talking about your program and recruits are going to notice it. If you win a game or two in the playoff structure, then they're really going to notice it. You make it to the title game somehow, everyone will pop up and notice it. You see, the margin for error at these schools is much smaller because they don't have that accumulation of talent, as I mentioned. They're not 5 stars, they're overachieving 3 stars. Well, once in a while they have a highly rated guy, but for the most part, this is a developmental program. And you got to hit the right level of development with other players at the right time to really make a run at a national title. But for now, aiming for that Big 12 title seems much more realistic. Something that this 2025 K-State team is very capable of. And as I mentioned, you win the Big 12 title, you're in the playoff. And now you're contending for a national championship. And that's a pretty good measurement of where your program is.